Hello gamers and welcome to your weekly dose of Tsukihime Remake, a piece of blue glass moon. This is now the second part in the quote-unquote unlisted series. Hopefully if people are seeing this you did not miss out on the first part, because that is now unlisted as of recording this. So if you're watching this when this comes out, when this is not yet unlisted, do check the playlist and check the previous part. And again, if you somehow missed it, we are going to be unlisting these parts now after about 24 hours or so, because technically you're not supposed to stream / showcase this part on videos, because this is now fully on the seal route. So we're going to try and do like a countermeasure, I don't know, compromise. It's been working for some of my other peers as well, so hopefully it works for me. So far part 1 still chilling, no problems, so I'm optimistic here. But yeah, this is now part 2 of the unlisted video, so welcome back! This part might be a bit shorter. Well, to be honest, last part was also pretty long compared to a lot of the parts, so maybe it's fine. But yeah, this part might be a bit shorter because I might be streaming a bit less today, because I have some plans for the evening myself. Hope you can forgive me. And this may or may not come out on Sunday as well. Again, because of said evening plans, usually uploaded right away, so hopefully at most a day late. But yeah, if you're watching this, we made it! Can't wait to continue though. This route is, I have no idea what's gonna happen. I am pretty fully blind into this, besides, you know, the info I have from the arcade route. I think we're good to go. Let's go. CL action. A raffle as well. So yeah, we're gonna be starting day 6, Crimson Vestiges, part 1. That's a new name, definitely did not exist in the arcade route. So yeah, that's why we went a bit overtime last time, because I didn't want to really pause during the end of that Vlov encounter, and then we had the church bit afterwards, so it took a bit of bonus time, but we managed to close off the day, which made for a really nice checkpoint, I want to say. Not sure what kind of a checkpoint we'll have for today, because again, I might have to end a bit shorter than usual, but hopefully we'll find some kind of good spot anyway. Hey, that sounds good, Raffle. Alright. Soft rays of sunlight stir me from sleep. My eyes are closed, but I can sense the serenity surrounding me through my skin. The air is cool, as if nudging me to wake. It feels like it's gonna be a beautiful, sunny day. Ooh, the lines. Back at his own bed. Wow. I'm lying in bed, my glasses neatly placed next to my pillow. I'm not surrounded by extreme cold, and I don't feel any debris pressing down on my back. That must be nice. I found myself in a room in the Tono mansion. By force of habit, I put on my glasses before looking around. I take a deep breath, filling my lungs with fresh air. I hear the hands of a clock ticking, offering a rhythm of the chirping of the birds outside. Or to the chirping birds. The sunlight streaming in through the window is so pure I can almost hear the rays sparkle. I've returned to my normal life. My thoughts are still a mess, and my joints still ache, but at least things are back to the way they should be. After witnessing the gruesome vision of hell that was that supernatural encounter, this morning feels like happiness itself. For an insignificant human like me, there's no greater reward than... Wow. Greater reward than, huh? I see what they did there. Wow. Implications. The sudden greeting startles me into an upright position. I look over to find Hisui standing at attention in front of the door.
Hisui... 申し訳ありません。シキ様がなかなかお気づきになられませんので、こちらから
Bro is not paying attention.
いや、こっちこそごめん。
That caught me off guard. My heart is still pounding.
あれ、まだ7時前だけど。
She's a ninja. She probably gets around, yeah.
はい。シキ様のお目覚めには少しばかり早い時間です。だよね。じゃあ、翡翠は何をしに来たんだ？シキ様を起こしに参りました。明葉様からここ2日間の事情を説明してもらいますので、 テコを使ってでも連れてくるようにとことづかっております。
なんだって。
Akiha, these past 2 days. Explanation. Though I hear the words is as if they've lost all meaning. I spend about 10 seconds pondering them, resisting the temptation to abandon rational thought entirely. No matter how hard I try, there's no excuse I can find for the past 2 days. I skipped school, I broke curfew, I basically went AWOL on Akiha. She was already pretty mad when I didn't make it home before dark. I dread to imagine the fury I'll face this time. Shit. I'm a dead bad walker. Aware? I can't think of anything to say to Akiha that could possibly get me out of this.
あのさ、翡翠。控えめに言って、秋葉のやつ怒ってる。
さあ、どうでしょうか。
Oh no, she's a bit mad too.
それは四季様が直にお確かめください。
Hisui sounds coldly unconcerned with my plight. If I had known things would turn out like this, I'd have done everything to get back.
いや、ちょっと待った。それ以前に、なんで部屋で眠ってるんだ？
いいえ。四季様はお帰りになられた後、疲れてい
He
るか
got
ら
back by
寝
himself?
室でお休みになられたのですが。
俺が？自分の足で、ここまで。
はい。昨夜の10時過ぎにご帰宅なされた折、出迎えた姉さんが
Oof.
死ぬほど疲れている。
Got dono
起きる
walled?
まで起こさないでほしいと言っていると伝言を受けたまわったと。
This feels familiar like an our crowd. Well, towards the end of it, we did have CL bring him back home, though. But yeah, I'm not sure if it happened here as well. I don't remember any of that, but I can't imagine Hisui is lying to me. Is the red-haired lady Ichiro Zakara VA? Yes, she voices Hisui in the remake. Yeah. She's already pretty big in the VA industry despite being newer generation. Lots of big roles. Maybe Seal dropped me off at the front gates and I walked the rest of the way here. After that brutal battle, I probably wasn't totally aware of my surroundings.
いや、というか。
My memories remain fully intact. Arcade, Vlov, CL, I remember them all. I'll erase your memories of this day. That's what CL told me, but it looks like she let me off the hook. Even so, that doesn't change the fact that CL and Noel must be long gone now that Vlov has been taken care of.
四季様。
ああ、いや、そうだった。思い出した。すぐに行くから、秋葉には、できるだけ落ち着くように言っておいてくれると嬉しいか
な。申し訳ありません。善処いたしますが、成果はほぼないものとお考えください。
True. I see. Things are so bad that not even Hisui and Kohaku's support would work in my favor. At any rate, I should get up. I won't get anything done by staying in bed. Ooh, that sound though stings. A mild dizziness washes over me as soon as I stand up. My body hurts all over, no doubt due to the wounds I suffered last night. I've got all kinds of cuts and bruises, and my muscles ache from overexertion. My skin spasms with every movement, and a low burning pain courses through my body. Of course, if there's anything I should be surprised about, it's the fact that I lived to see another morning. It's a wonder I survived, considering all the reckless stuff I did.
四季様。
ごめん、ちょっと立ちくらみ。着替えたら行くから、翡翠は先に行っててくれ。大丈夫。すっぽかしたりしないから。
はい。それではお待ちしております。
Well, she bows deeply and leaves the room. It's Sunday, so there's no school today. Hey, another timely appearance of the day. Wow, Sunday, huh? Real. Shout out to Playthrough Sunday. I take off the uniform that I've been wearing since yesterday and change into regular clothes. I'm not excited for what's about to come, but I brought this on myself. All I can do is to brace myself as best as I can for my audience with Her Royal Highness Akiha. I go down to the first floor, pass through the lobby lit brightly by the morning sun, and arrive at the east wing. On the other side of this door is a terrifying demon, eagerly waiting to hear her pitiful brother's excuses. No, this is no time to be whimpering like a fool. Regardless of the circumstances, I skipped school and didn't come home. It's only natural that Akiha would want an explanation. I should... Oh... This feels awfully familiar though, yeah. I think this same option was in the arc route too. But it might still be different dialogue and whatnot. Let's just apologize. Forget, dude. Let's do the, right thing as the first go. I can't tell her about our creator of love. It just sounds like a bunch of nonsense. And I shouldn't get her involved in this mess anyway. So the truth is a no-go, but at the very least I owe her an earnest apology. I take a deep breath and open the door to the parlor.
Ohayou gozaimasu, Nii-san.
おお。
不思議と、ずいぶん久しぶりな気がしますね。
She sets her fiery gaze on me, communicating loud and clear just how angry she is. Her hostility is already at full strength.
Yeah, Ohayou, Akiha.
挨拶は結構ですから、そこに
Yeah, this is definitely familiar.
ええ、いろいろと長くなるはずですものね。
Time to dodge. There is an absolute irresistible force in her words that shuts me down. Yet I see a glint in her eyes that suggests she's enjoying this. They're glowing as if this is her long-awaited opportunity to lock up a criminal she's been chasing for years.
兄さん。
Yo, Panzani, how you doing?
Oh, 座りますとも。
All thoughts of escape have been dispersed by her glower. I endure the pain surging through my body and sit down on the sofa.
座りましたよ。
You finished watching Truman Show for the first time? Oh, dude, that's a classic. Great freaking movie. Jim Carrey's best, if you ask me. It's a great-ass movie.
言わずともわかります。妙な態度でこちらの規制をそがないでください。卑怯です。
Well. Good morning, good evening, and good night, True. Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Classic. I love when he's about like the part in the movie where he's about to realize everything that's happening and he's like absolutely tweaking. It is the best. It's so good, like his reactions to everything.
卑怯でしょ。そんな顔されたら気が緩む。
Akiha stops herself mid-sentence with a cough, then sharpens her glare further yet.
兄さん、早速ですが、おとといと昨日のお話を聞かせていただけませんか?
The ad for the guy, yeah, exactly. And then he's like, "Who are you talking to? What are you talking about?" And she even looks at the camera and everything. It's so freaking good. Oh my god. Akiha composes herself, elegantly taking her teacup into her hand. You know what's funny though, actually? There is one currently airing anime that's basically a kind of a reflection of the events of the Truman Show. If you know the anime, you know which one I'm talking about. It's funny because there's a lot of parallels with this shit. Very interesting. Probably just on, accidentally, but there's quite many similarities. What's the name? Well, it's kind of meta spoiler if I tell it to you, but if you don't want to hear it, mute for like, I don't know, 10 seconds. Okay? So the name, I mean, it's Yomi no Tsugai. because of the way the main character was raised, and then he finds out all kinds of stuff, and yeah, there you go. I'll leave it at that. Although she phrased it as a question, it was unmistakably a command. But as her older brother, I just can't let her know about what happened. I'd rather she hate me than have her worry about me.
Somebody help me.
Is it airing right now? Oh yeah, I literally watched the new episode this morning. It airs on Saturdays. Episode 15 came out yesterday. It's a great show. Yeah, it's by Arakawa, the FMA author. It's been a cool show so far. I like it.
それなんだけど、アキハ。
はい。何でしょう。
率直に言って、事情は説明できないんだ。
Whoa. The shattering of porcelain fills the room as Akiha's teacup falls from her hand onto the table. No, it would be more accurate to say that she deliberately dropped it.
アキハ様。ああ、ごめんなさい、スイ。片付けてもらえる。
Oh, she mad. Without another word, Hisui begins cleaning up the spilled tea and the shards of the exorbitantly expensive-looking teacup. I look on awkwardly while Akiha's stare continues to pierce through me. Hisui finishes cleaning and goes into the kitchen.
それで、兄さん。
何？
この2日間の出来事を詳しく話していただけますか？
Uh-oh. She is not giving up. She's still trying to get me to talk. But there's no way I can tell her what happened. Not only for my sake, but for hers too. Yeah, read the summer event or do you want to do on stream? Well, okay, here's the thing. I know I said during the OC2 that I might just now read the main story on stream from now on, but I don't think I'm gonna do it for this summer part. I know it's basically connected to OC3, like it kind of picks up from there, but it's the event at the same time, so I've been just kind of reading it on my own. Not to mention I've barely read anyway. I'm kind of stuck because I've been so busy with other stuff, but yeah, the summer part I'm probably gonna read by myself, and then when we get the actual OC3 thingy, then we might shift it up to the stream side. I know it's a bit silly because it's gonna like kind of start like whatever, but yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do, yeah. Akiha can never know the truth.
アキハには余計な心配をさせて悪かったと思ってる。連絡を入れなかったことも謝る。だけど、話せないことは話せない。
私に悪いと思っているのに話せないんですね、兄さん。
Recap episode, I guess.
弁明もしないのですか？
いや、それは。
You're in main stories on stream now? Kinda. I was really struggling at getting through OC2, so I was like, okay, I really don't have a lot of motivation to read by myself, so what do I do? So I just streamed most of it. I started reading it by myself, but I really didn't get too far, and then I streamed, did many streams of it, and finished it that way. And it was pretty good, actually. So I was thinking maybe I should keep doing that in the future as well. There's a lot of stuff I'd love to clarify, but...
言い訳のしようがないので。でも、この2日間、悪いことはしていない。そう信じたい。
I can only describe these past 2 days as an endless flurry of death and carnage. But I want to believe that I made the right choice. I got to help Arquid, of course, but I don't regret any of the choices I made in the past 2 days. Even if we weren't fast enough to save everyone, there will be no more talk of blood-drained murder victims on the nightly news.
ごめんな、アキハ。
I still don't know if I'm gonna read the summer part of the story on stream though, Panzani, like I was saying, but we'll see, we'll see. I'll read at least the OC3 part, the actual singularity thingy, that, sure. But I'm still not sure if I'll do that quote-unquote summer part of it, the prologue, whatever you wanna call it. Oh, you were talking about in past tense. Oh yeah, true. There wasn't a lot of content, yeah. So that, I guess that helped with that too, yeah.
迷惑をかけるけど、これ以上は聞かないでくれ。
Wow. She's not gonna be happy about the answer, but suck it up, I guess. She stares deep into my eyes. An uncomfortable silence fills the space between us. I think this might be like word to word what happened in the arcade route as well, but it's still not gonna let me skip because now it's like it's no longer like shared scenes. Even though it's technically shared, it's not shared, so we're still gonna go through this anyway. Because I'm pretty sure I've seen like all of this happen. Yeah. Like this might just be word to word what happened in the arcade one too for this part.
悪い。そう言ってもらえると助かる。
わかりました。この件に関してこれ以上の追及は勘弁して差し上げます。連絡をいただけなかった点については私にも落ち度がありますから。
落ち度なんてそんなの秋葉にないだろ。
携帯電話を取り上げたのは私です。あれがあればズボラな兄さんでも連絡ぐらいはしたのではありませんか。
Easy deflection though. Looks like she doesn't know, clueless, that my phone was secretly returned to me quite some time ago. Shout out to Kohaku.
それも今回だけです。今後はこのようなことは控えてください。兄さんは遠野家の唯一の男性なんですから、もう少しご自分の立場を理解していただかないと困ります。良くない外文が広まってしまったら、遠野家の今後の人付き合いにも影響がありますし。
いやー、それこそ問題ないだろう。俺が何しようと興味も持たないって、あっちの方々は。だいたい遠野の跡取りは秋葉なんだから、家のことを思うなら俺をよそに出すなり、遠野の家にふさわしい婿養子でも見つければいいのに。
Ouch. I'm met with silence once more. I wonder what might have caused it this time.
どうした？気分でも悪いのか、秋葉。
結構です。私を気遣う余裕があるのでしたら、ご自分の体調を気にしてください。慢性的な貧血持ちなんですから、兄さん。
She's right, I do collapse frequently due to my anemia.
ともかく、あまりお一人で屋敷を出ないでください。そうでなくとも、近頃の町は物騒なんです。兄さんみたいにぼーっとしている人は、通り魔に襲ってくださいと言っているようなものなんですから。
That would never happen.
あんな事件、二度と起きないよ。
Yeah, that will never happen, yeah. Nope. No chance. Hey X, how you doing? Our town had been beset by a serial killer. Called a modern-day vampire in the news, the killer lurked in the darkness, striking terror into the hearts of men. No suspects had been found. But all that is in the past now.
吸血鬼はいないってことだよ。その犯人はもう捕まったんだ。
そうなんですか？それは良い知らせですが、兄さん、よくそんなことを知っていますね。
ああ、たまたま逮捕現場に居合わせたというか。
Crazy thing to say. Saying those words makes me smile wryly. It's technically the truth, one born of an incredible series of coincidences. So much happened during those 2 days I spent with Arquaid. Thinking back on it, it still feels like a dream, but at any rate, the monster that made its nest in this town is gone. I can't deny being somewhat proud of my involvement.
兄さん、どうしたんです？急に嬉しそうな顔をして。
Imagine this playthrough lasts till the Phantasm Banner comes to an end. It might, I honestly don't know. But why not? I don't mind.
別に。
Who cares?
ただ、終わったんだなって、ようやく実感できた。
The weight lifted from my chest as I say those words. Puts a smile on my face. Ultimately, it seems that Akiha has accepted my excuses. I thank her as I stand up.
いや、安心したらお腹が減ってきた。朝食をもらってきてもいい？
私に許可を求める必要はありません。
It's gonna last until Red Garden releases. Yeah, oh yeah, didn't you know? They're waiting for me to finish and then they're like, hey, yo, Myst finished, so now we can finally release this. Hey, yo. You're welcome, by the way, when that happens. You can come back here to quote me later. That'll be funny.
朝食まで管理する気はありませんから、ご自由にとってください。琥珀なら厨房で朝食の支度をしているでしょうし。
サンキュー。じゃあ遠慮なく。
I make to head for the door, then... A wave of dizziness hits me again. This is bad. My fatigue and fever seem to have gotten worse.
待ってください、兄さん。先ほどから顔色が優れないようでしたが、今のではっきりしました。今朝は特に調子が悪いのではないですか？
ああ、実は少し熱っぽい。
I almost said it was nothing, but there's no point acting tough. It'd probably just make her worry even more anyway.
そう謝る必要はありません。お体が優れないのは兄さんのせいではないでしょう。琥珀は朝食の支度をしていますから。
It's the diddler.
荒木先生を呼びましょうか。翡翠、連絡をお願い。今朝は楼閣の方にいるはずよ。かしこまりました。
荒木先生ってあの人を呼んでどうするんだよ。というかいるのあの博士。
兄さん、くれぐれも先生を博士などと呼ばないように。調子に乗ってしばらく正気を失います。
Yeah, no kidding.
荒木先生は昨夜うちに泊まっていたんです。まだ帰っていないようだし、兄さんの体を見てもらいましょう。あの方、ああ見えて外科の医師でもあるんです。ここで暮らすのなら頻繁に会う人ですから、これを機に親睦を深めてください。
外科。
I'm about to say that I'm not injured, but I stopped myself. After all, I have 100 abrasions underneath these clothes. The problem is that if I get examined here, Akiha will find out about them.
診察なら俺の方から行くよ。あの人、楼閣にいるんだな。
Is the game available on Steam? Sadly, not on PC officially. You can only play it on PS4, Switch, and I'm using my Switch. Woo. I would love to play it on PC, but not an option. Well, I guess if you emulate, but I don't like doing that with games, if I can avoid it. Wait, we have an annex?
ここで結構です。楼閣は遠いですから。すぐに来ますから、軽く熱と脈拍を測ってもらいなさい。解熱剤は、いえ、薬なら琥珀に頼んだ方がいいかしら。兄さん、何ですかそんなにそわそわして。まさかその年になって診察が苦手なんですか？
Yeah, the melty blood's on Steam. Melty blood stuffs.
診察には慣れている。そういうことじゃなくて。
はあ。では、荒木先生が苦手とか。
Has the subset redemption reset it? I don't know. Can you not check it if you click on it? I assume it would be unclickable if it's on cooldown.
苦手というか。
I don't remember when it was used last week. It wasn't on Saturday, that's all I remember. Because it was on Saturday for many weeks before that, but then it was a little bit afterwards. It was either on Sunday or the week after.
では何だというのです。不満があるのでしたら、はっきりと口にしたらどうですか？
Voiced by concern, clearly. Be careful what you wish for.
ここで服脱いでいいのか？
Hey yo!
俺、診察の時は全部脱ぐけど。
全部って、つまり全裸ですか？
That's a good face. Thumbnail option. She's like, wah! Wah! No, I'm not a pervert. Clueless? This guy is a serial gooner. And now he says that? Nah, dude, nah. Looks like I didn't explain myself very well.
いや、さすがに全裸にはならないだろう。普通は上だけ。
ですよね。上着だけ、ということでしょうか。
I'll make a face that says, what else would there be? Akiha gets up from the sofa without another word and heads towards the door. She seems to have gotten the message.
席を外しますから、診察が終わり次第食堂にどうぞ。私は午後から外せない会食があるので外出しますが、私が留守だからといって羽目を外さないようお願いします。
Whoa. Yes, ma'am. She leaves the room. What a relief. That was a little awkward, but it looks like I'll be able to get through this without her finding out about my injuries. Dodged? Are they gonna show the the examination? Or do they skip it? Uh-oh. We're still here. Uh-oh. I wait by myself in the parlor. After about 10 minutes, I see Arak approaching through the window facing the courtyard. She cheerfully cuts across the grass. Someone seems to be in a good mood. But if she's coming from the courtyard, does that mean the annex is outside the mansion proper? Ooh.
Hi! Ohayou-chan!
Did she just come through the window? Why though?
朝から体をいじってほしいとか？しきちゃんったら超いいな！あたし、シチューみたいにたぎった思春期少年病の餌食になっちゃうのかしら？
Arak enters the parlor straight from the terrace instead of going through the mansion. Easy skip, I guess. The music though. Hey, Year Guard, how you doing?
すみません。別に悪いところはないし、めまいも収まったんで、帰ってもらっていいですか？
He's like, you know what? Never mind.
ああ、しきちゃんたら堅物ちゃん。身持ち硬いとか今時流行んない。でも、そんなところが一流のサバイバーなのかしら？情弱しすべしな世の中ですし。
He's lost the
目の前の
sauce.
ごちそうをほいほい絡ませてたら、玉がいくつあっても足りないってことかしら。
What? What did you just say? Oh my god. Oh my god. Calm down. Jesus. I mean, he is a gooner, but still, you gotta calm down, no? Oh my god. She chatters away as she approaches the sofa where I'm seated. She walks with all the subtlety of a runaway model, swaying her chest and hips in an exaggerated fashion. Yet oddly, her footsteps make no sound, almost like a ninja. I still don't know her too well, so I really can't say, but she seems particularly enthusiastic today. Or maybe I'm just hoping that this isn't her norm.
はい、それじゃあ患部を出してね、すぐ出してね。ちょっとサバサバするわね。上着だけ飲む？脈拍と心音だけ見てくれってこと？ああ、それはダメ。嘘は良くないわよ。しきちゃん、全身悪いところだらけじゃない。膝、足首、肘、腰回りもちゃんとケアしとかないとね。これほっ
Hearing this makes me sit straight up without thinking. It seems I need to make a serious reassessment of Professor Arak. I still have my clothes on, so that means she was able to detect all of that just by touching me?
それはわかります。プロだもん。しきちゃんが生まれる前から、甘い言い過ぎか。しきちゃんがこんな小さい時から人体見てるのよ。ぶっちゃけ顔色見ただけで内臓のダメージまで分かったわよ。
She's got some medical mystic eyes. Also, I still can't believe she's voiced by, what is Mami Konoto, right? It's absolutely insane to me. I've never heard her do this kind of a tone. It's crazy.
はい、そういうわけなんでおとなしくパンツになってね。湿布は邪魔くさいだろうから、できるだけ軟膏で済ませてあげる。あとは点滴ね。
Like, imagine like Scotty talking like this. You couldn't, right? You just couldn't. That would be impossible.
はい。あ、いや、パンツになるって。
Yeah, about the Wuwa anime. Oh, it's getting an anime. Interesting. I did not know, no. That's got it. Yeah, it's Mami Konoto, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's so out of her normal tone. Normally she does like the, the chill mommy tone, which is, her like what people know her for mostly, but this is her doing a crazy ass voice.
パンツはパンツじゃん。要はパンツだけになれって話。
トシちゃんそれで退出してるんでしょ。いいじゃんパンイチ、私好きだな。なんなら全裸でもいいわよ。
According to Nasser, she did an event more crazy before. She did an event with more crazy performance, but she had to cut it from the beginning. Oh. I'm not surprised, I guess. True.
お酒
Valid question, honestly.
飲んでないわよ。私いつも真剣だもん。と言いたいところだけど、実はハイなの。すごくハイ。昨日の夜から脳内麻薬分泌しまくり。
She must have gotten a one-ticket SSR, clueless.
ここんところルーチンワークばっかりだったからさ。やっぱり生
That
活には
one-ticket
波乱が
rainbow,
必要
though.
ね。そのあたりしきちゃんには大
Thumbnail.
感謝。
Nah, it hasn't been that long since I put Arak on the
今
thumbnail.
朝は特別にきっちり見てあげましょう。
っていつの間にか脱げてる。
Ooh, it's the scar. Arak has already gotten my shirt off somehow. Just how experienced is she? There's no point in resisting, it would only delay the inevitable. I settle on not getting stripped completely naked and do my best to dodge her magical fingers. The whole thing takes about 10 minutes. She applied an ointment to the areas where the inflammation was particularly bad and wrapped tape around my joints. It's not the most elaborate treatment, but I feel much better already. If only she could keep her mouth shut, she'd be a great doctor. Ouch. Hey Kuradin, how you doing?
でも器用に怪我したものね。肩甲骨のあたりとかちょっと普通じゃない感じ。何？喧嘩の相手は一人や二人じゃなかったの？というか刃物持ち出してない相手。
いや、そんなことはない
Yeah,
です。
nothing like that, just a lot worse than that.
すみません、アラク博士。このことは、アキハには黙っていてもらえますか。
博士！博士って
Oh no.
よし、黙る。博士と言ってくれたしきちゃんのお願いなら何でもだいたい3割ぐらいまで聞いちゃう。
I'm glad she agreed to keep quiet, but 30% seems rather low.
でも本当に昨日は何をしていたのかしら。しきちゃん右手側だけ怪我してないし、もしかして誰かと一緒だった？その人が隣にいたから片側だけスキンガードされてたとか？
That's exactly what happened. Wow. She really is a pro, I guess.
別にそんなことはありません。一人でした、ずっと。
まあいいけど。もし他に怪我しちゃった人がいたら教えてね。
I wouldn't worry about the other guy.
一緒にいた人もひどい怪我してそうだし、浅い傷口でも感染症だってあるし、本人が平気だと思っても毒はゆっくり回っていくものだしね。
Small Tsukihime before flight. Oh, you're flying soon? Oh, nice. Have a safe flight. At this, I remember how Ciel covered me as she fought. Professor Arak was right on the money. Ciel looked fine, but the injuries she sustained were many times greater than mine.
ま、しきちゃんが一人だったっていうならいっか。
I go on vacation or something, by the way? Or just business or whatever?
でもまだ体力は戻らないわよね。よし、後で点滴でもしとこっか。せっかくしきちゃん用の。
Speaking of which, I might actually have like a thing to go to next month as well. Something that might be on the planning. So if that happens, I might take some days off for that as well. Which is around the same time as last year when I went to that anime con for a weekend. I normally never really take time off, but if there's like opportunities for something cool for me to go to, then I might consider it. Oh, both vacation and visiting family? Yeah, okay.
そんなわけで、食後は部屋でウルトラ点滴タイム決定。1時間ぐらいかかるから、午前中開けておいてね。それじゃ、じゃあ。
Well, and off she goes. She scuttles out of the room. It's been 20 minutes since Akiha left. I should get to the dining room and have breakfast. I've kept Kohaku waiting long enough. Very explosive morning, though. Now that I've had breakfast, it's time to get the IV from Professor Arak. I lie down during the process and accidentally doze off. Arak left the mansion once the IV drip was finished. The clock now reads noon. I feel a lot better now thanks to her. If nothing else, I shouldn't have any problems walking. Hey, I'm walking here. I won't be able to get all that far, but where should I spend the afternoon? Oh, new choice though. Hey Alex, how you doing? Walk around the garden, mansion. I could go to Seals. I mean, of course I'm gonna pick the spicy option now that we're on the route. I mean, I assume he's not gonna go there, but let's see what happens when I press this anyway. I could go to CL's apartment. Ooh.
ダメ元で行ってみても罰は当たらないよな。
We've already seen a bunch of the mansion in the Arcade route, so let's see if we can find anything else out. Miss Noel said that they would leave town once the vampire was eliminated, but it hasn't even been a day yet. It takes time to move, so I think there's a good chance that CL would still be at her apartment. I tell Hisui I'm going out for a bit, and she dutifully sees me off to the gates.
四季様、お帰りは何時頃でしょうか。
すぐに帰ってくる。知り合いの家にお礼を言いに行くだけだから。
Actually true.
かしこまりました。それでは行ってらっしゃいませ。
Alright, let's see. Yeah, she's actually going. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did you like the movie, jokes aside, Rice? I've seen, I don't know, I've seen some, like, many opinions about the movie. So I have no idea if it's actually good or not. Hey, Martlin and Skill, how you guys doing? I leave the mansion, walk down the hill, and go through the residential district before arriving at the north exit of this station. Not even a full day has passed since last night's events. The area is surrounded by "Do Not Enter" signs and an abundance of security personnel. The movie's good, alright. It feels weirdly excessive with one guard stationed every 5 meters or so. Even a cat would have trouble sneaking in. I can't get any closer to the site, but I have no more business with that pile of rubble. Seal's apartment is on the opposite side of the station, in the residential area full of buildings from bygone eras. Oh, you're gonna read Mahoyo soon? Skill? Nice. It's a great VN. Beam bomb. I ring the doorbell, but no one answers. It was pointless to come here. CL is long gone. You liked it already at the start? Yeah, dude. It's a nice one. With really nice highs as well. Not in the mood to go straight home, I kill time aimlessly wandering around the north exit. I couldn't work up the courage to ask the person living next door if their neighbor had moved. I was afraid that the answer would mark the end of a relationship I hold dear. As I idly watch the throngs of people passing by, I think about when I first met Arquade. If I had never met her, I probably never would have known who CL really was.
いや、違う。あいつと出会ってなかったら、先輩がどんな人なのかも。
Yeah, I'm hyped for the movie as well, for Mahoyo. It's probably gonna, you know, cut a lot of stuff as always, but I'm hoping they just nail the really nice parts and I'll be satisfied. Jiro just been another student who suddenly disappeared, rather than someone special to me who I suddenly lost. The least painful option, without a doubt, would be not knowing about any of this at all. Looking back, it wasn't all bad. The astonishingly beautiful vampire, and the fellow student clad in gallant armor. I wonder what happened to the two of them afterwards. I mean, they're the best of friends, right? Of course. Arcuate hated CL, and CL, given her position, would consider Arcuate an enemy. And I can only hope that they went their separate ways without incident.
バカだな。なんでそんな心配をしてるんだ、俺。
Whatever happened, it's all over now. CL's objective was to take down Vlov, so she has no reason to stay in Soya anymore. That's why it's pointless to think back on all that's happened.
そうだ。それでいいんだ。もう、あんな無茶をしなくていいんだから。
Surely not. I stopped myself short. Why bother telling myself a lie that I would never buy? Even now I have all these lingering feelings. My gratitude to CL, my hopes for what could have been. It's the same with Arcuade. Although she brought me nothing but trouble, our time together was, well, it was fun.
バカか俺は。先輩はともかく、あいつはどうでもいいじゃないか。
She almost got me killed. Why can't I get her out of my head? Remember how Vlov nearly killed you? Why would you want to go through something like that ever again? I sigh and rise to my feet.
もうすぐ夕方だ。屋敷に戻ろう。
Yeah, it would be nice if they eventually bring this to PC, but who knows if they ever will. Shaking my head to clear my thoughts, I leave the busy streets behind me. Damn, no senpai feels bad. He tried though. He actually made it home on time. Crazy. My afternoon wasn't all that eventful in the end. After absent-mindedly wasting some time in my room, it didn't take long for dinner time to come around.
なんだろう。体中だるいな。なんか。
I tried to shake off the fatigue weighing down on me like a cold. It must be the after effects of all the excitement of the past few days. Now that things are calm again, I don't know what to do with myself. I'm sure another night's rest will put my mind in order. Akiha is seated in the dining room with Kohaku at attention behind her, while Hisui has taken her position behind me. Kohaku has prepared a traditional Japanese dinner. The main dish is shiitake mushrooms, bigger and probably more expensive than any I've ever seen. They're stuffed with meat, but overall the meal is on the healthy side. Akiha, wearing a bored expression, stabs one of her mushrooms with her fork. She brings it to her mouth without any comment on the food. She just returned to the mansion about an hour ago. Apparently some unexpected problems arose and she had to dedicate most of her day to dealing with them. It was like this soothing piano BGM. Yeah, there's a lot of good tracks in this. Obviously the hype ones are the kind of ones that, you know, stick to your mind, but stuff like this is nice too, you know, where it's just relaxing. It always like fits the mood.
翡翠、念のため聞いておくけど、うちの夕食って死後現金だったっけ？
I keep my voice to a soft whisper so that she doesn't hear.
いいえ、親族の皆様間での談話は自由に行われておりました。
じゃあ、明葉が黙っているのは単に機嫌が悪いだけ。
申し訳ありません。私には分かりかねます。あくまで憶測ですが。
I think this is in the arc route too.
お疲れなのではない
This
で
is
しょう
very
か。
familiar looking.
そっか。
I guess this day probably still has quite a bit of overlap as well.
いつも不機嫌だけど、今は特にご機嫌斜めだし。ほんと、ご苦労様だこと。
I nod in sympathy. I should probably give her some space to relax since her Sunday was ruined by extenuating circumstances. And I know better than to try to throw out a random topic. Yep, it's best to let sleeping Akiha's lie.
聞こえていましたよ、兄さん。
Uh-oh, caught.
別に午後の視察で疲れているわけではありません。食事は静粛にが
She don't like talking during food. Oh well. She glares at me sharply. I'm not surprised that she saw me talk to Hisui, but the fact that she actually overheard what we talked about is terrifying. Just how good is her hearing? You know what's funny, actually? I was about to ask about this, like, do you guys prefer eating? Like, when you're with company, do you eat in silence, or do you like to talk while you're eating? But I'm pretty sure, again, I've already asked that, because I think this part was also in the arc route, and I think I asked that same question back then, too. I think I'm having a deja vu here. I'm pretty sure I asked you guys about that back then, and I think it was because of this scene as well. It sounds very familiar. You did, yeah. Kind of a small little deja vu moment. But I prefer talking. If it's someone I know, you know, I'm, you know, not a complete stranger, obviously. If it's someone I know, I like to, you know, talk. Maybe not constantly, like, you know, and then barely eat. Like, of course, you know, focus on eating, but like, talk. Still.
もっとも、それも過去の話ですが、どうしても話がある。今日一日の出来事を語り合いたいというのであれば、その限りではありません。
Like, I'm definitely gonna talk during my dinner date today. That's for sure. But still also enjoy the food. Nodding in acknowledgement, I resume eating. Since I had a small breakfast and lunch, I've worked up a reasonable appetite for dinner. My compliments to Chef Kohaku. These mushrooms are one of the most delicious things I have ever tasted. I tell Kohaku as much, which she takes in stride. Good luck at the date, hope it goes well. Thanks, man. I'm excited. It's gonna be nice, I think. I hope.
ありがとうございます。ですが、この勝利は当然なのです。
Also, chat. I have a dilemma. I don't know what to get. I've already been thinking about what to get when I go there. Pizza or pasta? It's an Italian place. Pizza or pasta? I can't decide.
今夜の食材は産地直送。恐れ多くも。
Their carbonara sounds pretty good, I'm not gonna lie.
一品ですもの。
It sounds pretty tempting. I was right, these are expensive shiitake mushrooms indeed.
それで
Show your gacha results to her for the date? Why would I do that though?
私の仕事ぶりをいたわってくれた兄さんは午後の休みをどのように過ごされたのです？
俺のことか。午後は散歩に出て、
Flex
部屋
on
に
her?
戻っ
That's
て
just
からは
toxic,
ずっと
dude.
ベッドで横になってた。
それはまた
Am I gonna talk in Finnish or a mix of both Finnish and English? Why would I not talk in Finnish though? She is Finnish, so I don't really have to talk in English. Although, funnily enough, when I speak Finnish, because I talk so much more English nowadays than Finnish through my mouth, I tend to mix a lot of English words into my Finnish. But luckily, she's also a gamer. She is fully fluent in English, so, you know, I don't think she's been bothered so far by me tossing random English terms into my sentences. I think she does it kind of a bit too. Maybe not as much as me, because, you know, I have a bad habit of this, but yeah. So I do talk Finnish in kind of a weird way sometimes. Like, I sometimes actually just blank on, like, Finnish words. Like, oh, what was that called again? Because I just talk so much in English now. It's funny. Obviously, I'm still perfectly fluent in Finnish and I have no problem talking it, but it's just funny that very occasionally I just, like, instead of I just give up on thinking the word and I just, you know, replace it with some English word that's the same.
つまり無意に時間を浪
How
費
big is
し
the
た
pizza?
ということです。
Well, it is standard size, but again, when I say that, I guess it depends on where you're from. You know, standard. It's different everywhere, right? But funny thing is, when Jax was visiting here, I actually took him to the same place, and for him as an American, he said that the pizza was really big, which really surprised me. Like, he barely finished the whole thing in, you know, the restaurant. Like, I was surprised about that. I thought, like, our standard pizza apparently for them is like a large size, and which was really shocking to me because we do have a larger size as well, standard. We call them family pizzas. Those are like the big pizzas you can get. They're meant for like, you know, 2 to 3 people, usually, depending on who's eating. So standard for us was like, he was surprised at how big it was and he could barely finish. Like, he really had to like take breaks and like let it sit for a bit before he could finish it. So that was a kind of a culture shock for me, even though he was visiting here.
そんなくだらないことを堂々と口にしないでください。私は何とも思いませんが、他の人が聞けば笑い物になるだけで
He's
すから。
Korean. Well, you say that, but Jax is basically 100% American. He may have Korean roots, but he is American, pretty like 100%. As far as I know, like actually. He just has Korean roots, but he definitely acts and does everything like every other American. He even talks English like an American. He doesn't even talk Korean much. I think he understands, but yeah. I have no way of rebutting her merciless words, but I'm curious about something she said.
確かに自堕落に思われる発言だった。というか自堕落だった。反省している。けど、秋葉は何とも思わないってどうして？
Would you get something you can share for both? I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to, you know, trying out each other's dishes, but I wouldn't probably necessarily like share the same food otherwise, like, you know, eat half and half. But I wouldn't mind a bite. Could it be that despite her strict demeanor, she's actually pretty lenient with her close relatives?
どうしても何も。私は党の指揮に何も期待はしていませんから。兄さんがそういう人であることは、初めから承知の上です。
Nice one, Timmy. I just saw the classic. So wait, what's Prez doing here? You're interested in Tsukihime? I see, there's certainly wisdom in that. You can't be disappointed if you're not hoping for anything. True that! Very true, actually. I'm truly at a loss for words.
いやー、ごちそうさまでした。
You're observing Raish? Hey, what's Raish doing?
ごちそうさま。食後は習い事がありますので、私はこれで。
Dumb idea for the day, do Scrandle or Wordle with her. DLE games are actually a good social thing if you wanna, you know, kill some time. Like, it's not even the dumbest idea, actually. Like, if you need to kill time, just slam some DLE games, it's funny.
今夜は早めに部屋に戻って、勉学に励んでくださいね。
She rises from her seat and leaves the dining room. With her gone, it suddenly feels like there's room to breathe. I thank Kohaku and Hisui for the meal, then head back to my room. Not too bad. I pass the time doing nothing in particular. I take a bath, study a little, then lie in bed. Oh. Everything is back the way it was. The carnage and death of the past 2 days are now behind me. If I close my eyes and let the dark embrace of sleep take me, the embers burning inside me may just be put out. Go with her to a Chinese restaurant subgoal? Nah, I'll do the subgoal. I don't wanna... I assume she doesn't obviously want to be on stream, and I respect that. And honestly, maybe it's for the best anyway. You know, there's some things you probably should keep private. Something floats to the surface of my mind. My eyelids are shut, my brain is turned off, and this still vision comes back to me vividly. I hear Arknights would be natively on PC now. Is it? I thought it already was, to be honest, but okay, sure. I see her in the midst of a raging blizzard, a cascade of sparks framing her figure. Of all the moments I will never forget, I wonder why this one stands out above the rest. I mean, it is a cool CG, so I can't blame the guy, right? It is a snapshot burned into my mind. Tears well uninvited beneath my eyelids. as I recall this single moment. It feels like I've witnessed something I shouldn't have, like a prayer or oath spoken in utter desperation. Unable to bear it any longer, my eyelids fly open. I dry the corners of my eyes and look up at the ceiling I have yet to grow used to. She's gonna open up like a ninja door there and she's like, "Hello!" That would be so funny. Despite the quiet, calmness evades me. It's the same way I felt in CL's room 3 days ago. I mean, that makes a bit more sense since it's, you know, a girl's room. Now that I think about it, did I really spend the night in her room? I was racked with guilt over having killed someone, which I only forgot about after being around Arcade. But if that night never happened, I don't think that Tonoshiki lying here would now exist. I wonder what that night meant to her. Was she just extending a hand to me because she couldn't bear to leave me alone? Like I was an abandoned puppy in the rain?
そうだろうな。人助けが趣味なんだし、あの人。
I mumbled this as if reasoning with myself and shut my eyelids. I passed the time in a daze, hoping to distance myself from those memories and wash away the impressions they left on me. As long as I manage this, the things that happened will all fade into the past. My consciousness drifts towards the abyss. Thus does my peaceful day off come to an end. I lie in bed and slide into a vague slumber, as if I can convince myself it will all fade away. Is it the end of the day? Ooh. I guess it's very similar to the Ark one then. Nope. Hold your horses. I awake. It feels like someone called out to me. My body is heavy, weighed down by the desire to go back to sleep. But my mind, alert and aware, does not allow it. Maybe a little reading will do me some good. I'll probably get sleepy in no time sitting through some boring old records. I get out of bed and move to the adjoining room. Wait, I never noticed he has a second, like, room in his room, like a space. I never noticed that. Was that always there? Oh my god. When he put the light on, my mind was blown, dude. He has a separate space there. I never paid attention to that. Alright. I pick up a book from the bookshelf and open it to a random page. I guess it is a mansion. Ooh. Immortality. If this word could be realized, it would surely be considered one of the defining features of eternity. However, a problem persists. There is no being in existence that has attained such a state. Even vampires who do not age, who can reawaken from death, prove no exception to this. For their immortality is defective. They cannot maintain it without feeding on the blood of others. Moreover, they can only feed on others of their own kind, predominantly humans in this instance, which severely limits their versatility. While they declare themselves superior beings, in truth they represent not evolution, but regression. In their dependence on others to sustain their life, they are no different from humans. But there do exist life forms close to perfection, perpetual motion machines in their own right. They have survived since times primordial. These beings feed on and multiply their own bodies. The concept of a lifespan is immaterial to them, whose old cells are recycled to nourish the new. Such creatures are called colonial organisms. Consider, for example, the jellyfish. However, this perpetual motion is only possible in the absence of sapience. If one is willing to accept eternity at the price of sapience, one may as well seek it in death. Similarly, one who seeks to maintain their human form for all eternity cannot do so through immortality. Over time, the body will decay and the mind will wither. Immortality versus eternity. I have no attachment to the time-worn idea of immortality. And eternity is impossible while one clings to the concept of individuality. So in conclusion, rather than merely prolong my individual existence through immortality, I have chosen to live for all eternity through infinitude. Whoa. Deep. Oh, hello. Your approach is certainly unique, even among the ancestors. Oh. However, under your method, your eternal life would end in tandem with the extension of humans, no? Your process requires a human fetus. In its reliance on external factors, it is no different from the longevity of the dead apostles. That is of no concern to me. Humans can only function properly in the company of other humans. If humanity were to go extinct, my own survival would be meaningless. I will die with them anyway, one way or another. Again, don't answer the question, but I assume this is Roa talking, but I guess we'll see. Or writing this. Or I guess maybe at this point he would have been the other Shiki. I don't know. So that is your answer. Immortality with a predetermined endpoint. What a singular notion. All dead apostles who were once mages seem to suffer from the same mania. They value their ideals more than their own existence. That said, what you propose is a far cry from eternity. Serpent. No, it is eternity. Let extinction be total when it comes. Once none are left to observe it, the universe will fall into everlasting stasis. The fleeting time between now and the end of human life, that is my eternity. I cannot bring that end myself. Thus my only choice is to live to see it. Well, that aside, I have found one thing to amuse myself with in the meantime. Is that why you went through the trouble of calling me here? You have done well to find this sea. I had not thought my old workshop of immortality might still be operational. You should be proud. Your work withstood 800 years of technological advances after all. I can devote myself to my experiments here without anyone interfering. They say that no one, not even the will of the planet itself, can find the wandering sea. Is that true? Ho ho! Ho ho ho! Terms. Also, hello Itachi, how you doing? Wow. Until the new year at least. Very well, I should be glad to accept the final request of a compatriot, especially one with only a year left in this world. I am also rather interested in your exploits in the northern seas. I'm certain they will prove edifying. Well, we can save that for after we've resolved the issue at hand. It turned out to be rather a disappointment. Now then, allow me to enlighten you about the principle within you, about the sliver of mystics that spills over into reality. With that relic of the age of the gods, there is someone I would have you capture. There's a lot of stuff there, dude. Holy, what a diary or whatever. That's some crazy stuff. Oh, hello. Whoa. Countless chains bind the vampire's limbs. The bonds, like vines rooted in the wall, hold the very air captive. Music, though. Ooh. He calls upon lightning to aid his escape, but there is no way out. The serpent awoke from his coffin in captivity, having no opportunity to retaliate, let alone flee. He is a fish caught in a net, an insect trapped in a spider's web, and the fate that awaits him is clear, a miserable death, captured and consumed. A merciless strike tears the vampire's heart out of his chest. Vampires possess a near immortal ability to regenerate, but that power is lost if the organ that transports blood is taken from them. Blood circulation is the only thing that vampires have in common with living creatures. The moment they lose that, their powers are greatly diminished. In fact, it would be preferable to have one's heart crushed. Even deprived of the magical energy in its blood, the body can still function well enough to regenerate a destroyed heart. But not when the heart is ripped out wholesale. When the heart and soul are separated from the flesh, the body will quickly decay. An inexorable decline. Like an old man run out of ways to cheat death. Give that back, he may have screamed. But his prayer goes unheard. Chains have torn out his throat so only bone remains. His chest, where his lungs would be, was rent asunder, leaving the vampire unable to even scream in anguish. Whoa.
それが遺言？今度のは特に粗末だったのね、ロア。
Oh, it is Roa stuff. Whoa. Wait, so this, I assume this is like a meanwhile situation. Oh shit. Oh wow, she found him? A beautiful voice bids him farewell. Is she actually taking care of him solo in this? The vampire's hand falls outstretched, as if begging for life. His body has completely ceased to function. His name is Roa. It is an extremely one-sided end for the vampire who spent over 10 years remaking the grounds beneath Soya. I don't think this is in past. I think this is a meanwhile what's happening. That's what I'm assuming here. The diary was like a different thing, but this is something else. Like I think this is currently like a meanwhile. By the time Mario Gallo Bestino arrives on the scene, the tragedy has already been committed. Inside this clandestine chamber, where not even moonlight shines, are the stone coffin of the vampire and his body that is now carrion. And standing over it all is a woman in white, a vampire princess holding the dead vampire's heart in her left hand. Savage. Hey Kota, how you doing?
あなた、もしかしてラウレンティスの子？
She knows.
今はそっちとは関係ねえよ。マリオと呼んでくれ。くそ。目を離した隙にこれかよ。ロアの野郎は完全に死んじまったな。これで次は
I guess this could be the one that came before the Shiki one. Now that I think about it, I guess that's a possibility as well based on this dialogue as well.
さあ、あいつの事情なんて知らないわ。今まで通り行くのならまた17年ぐらい。
17 years or so. But okay, I guess it wouldn't make sense though, because Mario wouldn't have aged though. So maybe not. Now that I think about it, assuming he is a normal human. Again, I'm just thinking out loud here. So I assume this is still a meanwhile.
17年だと。
What the hell is that word? Chagrined? Mario glares at the corpse. What does that even mean?
TSUKIHIME and chill dudes and they.
TSUKIHIME. Yeah, true. Caught up with the 27 watts. Thank you so much, and welcome back to the Go Gang. Thank you, thank you. The expression on his face is close to pure hatred.
それじゃ間に合わねえんだよ。どうしてくれる？なんだってそんなにやる気に溢れてやがるんだよ、てめえ。いつもの無気力さはどこに行った？ジジイの話じゃ淡々と使徒の末端から潰していくって話だが。
いつもの私？いつもの私って言った？そっか。そうね。今までの私なら確かにもうちょっと時間をかけたかも。でも今回は1秒も無駄にしたくなかったの。ロアなんかに使う時間がもったいなくて。
ただの気まぐれかよ。なんだそれ。なんか悪いもんでも食べたのか？それとも故障が近いのか？精密機械が気分でパターン変えてんじゃねえよ、くそ。
Mario's foul mouth is nothing out of the ordinary, but his tone betrays his crumbling composure. If he had kept a cool head, his typically observant eye might have noticed the change in the woman sooner.
つまりあれか、代行者どもが頑張りすぎた。てめえが27層とやり合っていればこんな結果にはならなかったわけか。
ええ、もし私だけでブローブと戦っていたら今頃は眠っていたでしょうね。新参者ではあったけど、そうである以上は強敵だったんだろうし。
はあ、やけに素直じゃねえか。強敵、強敵ね。てめえの口からそんな単語が出るとは夢にも思わなかったぜ。
そう？弱くても厄介な相手だったんだから強敵と言うべきじゃないの？
だから厄介な相手なんて感想を持たなかったんだよ、今までのあんたはな。
He clicks his tongue in distaste. As she endures his murderous gaze, the vampire princess is moved by understanding.
まあいい。終わったことをうだうだ言っても時間の無駄だ。人生残り少ねえんだし、前向きにいかねえとな。根大の死とロアはこれで消滅。次の発生まで10年以上の時間がかかる。この町での事件はめでたく解決。ロアが死んだことで死者も共倒れ。あとはポコポコ出てくる身元不明の遺体を裁く。
So if this is a meanwhile, this is definitely very different from the arc route then. Interesting. Okay.
あなた、代行者たちを連れてすぐに帰らないの？
帰りたいのは山々だがな。片足突っ込んだ手前、最後まで面倒見るしかねえだろ。けどな、お姫様、あんたはいいのかよ、それで。
Whoa.
へえ。
That was a spooky one.
いいって何が？
I'll take that as an option too. That is a really spooky shot. Actually looks pretty scary here. Wow.
ロアの野郎に横取りされたあんたの容量の話だ。その体、いい加減限界なんだろう。吸血衝動を抑えるには、ロアを真の意味で殺すしかない。こんな使い捨ての体を殺した程度じゃ、奪われたものは戻らない。今回が最後のチャンスだったんじゃないか。なんだって問答無用で始末しちまったんだ。せめて生かした状態で血を吸えば何割かは取り戻せただろうに。
His voice carries none of its usual venom. He only speaks of such resource out of earnest concern for her well-being. Or recourse. Make the pure vampire princess drink blood. He knows what an absurd suggestion it is. Her lips move. Mario can already hear the beauty reply, "Not on my life."
ああ、その手があったか。
Ayo. Ayo. She stares unblinkingly, I can't talk, at the heart clutched in her left hand. Oh god, it's thumping, dude. Looking for all the world as though she is about to press her lips to it. Mario's astonishment tears the words from his mouth. To think that he would ever bear witness to something so unfathomable in this far-flung eastern land, no less.
でも、やっぱりやらない。
No, I don't think so.
こんな生き物を私のものにしたいと思えないし。
True. Ooh. Her white fingers swiftly and elegantly crush the heart. Blood spurts from it, insolently staining her porcelain cheek. A final protest from a serpent denied even in his death throes. She wipes away a droplet of his anguish and touches it to her tongue. Oh no, why? Don't do that. You're gonna get a taste.
ほら、まだ温かい血液でも哀れなぐらいまずいんだもの。
Oh no. Her tongue writes redder than blood. Her smile is the very magic that melts the hearts of men.
お前、そんな側だったか。
Taste of cum.
No. Vampire Princess ignores his question. The smile is her only reply. Warrior, is that really the first fucking thing you write this stream? You will never beat any allegations, is all I'm gonna say, bro. I hope your family has a great fucking Christmas. Merry Christmas, bro. She gracefully brushes past him. Oh, that's a CG though. That's someone's fetish? It is. 100%. Kinda scary to think about though. The woman's footsteps echo through the underground cavern. Mario does not move until the sound fades completely. His legs tremble with fear. It's a bit gacha. Yeah, but the way you phrase it, it's still... You know what it is? I mean, it is a bit gacha, but you know what it is, though. So that's the first freaking message you sent today. Come on, bro. Can you at least somewhat act normal? Do you act like this with like, all your people, like in real life? Like you go to your family, it's like, oh, come, jizz. It's like, okay, dude. Any normal, you know, words, phrases? Would be cool. I will kill every single one of you. Is she referring to Mario and his subordinates? Every member of the church in the country? Or perhaps every member on the planet? He knows exactly what she meant. That is why all he can do is stand struck dumb in the darkness. Uh-oh. Aware. His voice comes out in a whisper. Arcuate Brunstad has changed. And what that entails is too terrifying to contemplate. I hope this is not going in that direction. Uh-oh. That's a scary thought. Wow. Wow. Honestly, I was kind of hoping for the day to end here. This is honestly a perfect checkpoint. Because we were going to do a smaller session today anyway. Wow. Yeah, there you go. We got 7 next. Okay, perfect. Wow, actually, we at least beat one day in this session. That's awesome. Regardless, sorry about again for the smaller session. I have some stuff later today, so I don't want to spend too much time on stream today, but I wanted to stream anyway, so you get your weekly part regardless. But yes, indeed, we'll be back next week with Metamorphosis. But yeah, if you enjoyed this part, leave a like on this video. It really helps out. And do subscribe not to miss out on future parts, because again, I'm trying to keep this weekly. And again, reminder, after about 24 hours or so, this part 2 will be unlisted, so always use the playlist. Unless you somehow catch these as soon as they come out, then you can click that, I guess. Shout out to my patrons on the screen as well for supporting the content. And otherwise, have a great rest of your day. And see you in the next part. Bye-bye.